Have you ever wondered if time is trying to tell us something? In this video, we're going to look into one of the most mysterious phrases in the book of Enoch. It's a title used for God, but could it also point to something deeper about timekeeping, the divine calendar, and the idea of God's heavenly army? We're going to explore a theory, and I want to be upfront. This isn't dogma. It's speculation based on scripture, patterns, and what we see in the world around us. But the more I look into it, the more I see a hidden structure, one that might reflect God's authority over time. Also, what if the extra day every 4 years is a subtle reminder of the one who arrived around the 4,000th year mark? Let's explore what Enoch might be telling us and how the head of days could represent both the beginning and the end of the sacred year, maybe even echoing the first and the last day, as well as the Alpha and the Omega. In Enoch chapter 82, we're given a rare glimpse into the heavenly army, which is perfectly ordered, functioning in harmony with time. This celestial army is structured. It has leaders, ranks, roles, and appointed times. Each describes an intricate system of governance in the heavens, a system that not only tracks time, but helps regulate the entire calendar of creation. Here's how Enoch breaks it down in chapter 82. 12 leaders who preside over the months, one for each month of the year. 360 heads of thousands who divide the days, likely referencing the days within the 12 months, and 4 additional angelic leaders also tied to quarterly divisions, marking the intercalary days in between each season. Enoch 82:11 describes it like this. There are 4 leaders who divide the 4 parts of the year enter first, and after them come the 12 leaders of the orders who divide the months, and the 360 heads of thousands who separate the days, and the 4 additional ones with them are the leaders who separate the 4 parts of the year. This is a divine calendar structure run by angelic beings under appointed jurisdictions. Each day, each month, and each season has an angelic overseer, which reflects God's order over time and in heaven. This concept wasn't lost on Israel's leaders either. If you look at 1 Chronicles 27, you'll notice that King David structured his army, or his earthly army, in the same way, with 12 divisions, each assigned to serve 1 month of the year. Every division had 24,000 men, and the leaders were heads of thousands. Why mimic this structure? Because David understood it was modeled after the heavenly pattern, the same pattern revealed to Enoch. Enoch 82:13-15 is another example of these leaders who govern time. These are the names of the leaders who separate the 4 fixed parts of the year: Milkiel, Hamimelech, Melael, and Narel. The names of those who they lead are Adnarel, Leasuzael, and Elomiel. These 3 follow the leaders of the orders, and one follows the 3 leaders of the orders who follows those leaders of positions who separate the 4 parts of the year. At the beginning of the year, Milkiel rises first and rules, the one called the southern sun. All the days that fall within the period that he rules are 91 days. In the book of Daniel, God is referred to as the Ancient of Days, a title that highlights his eternal nature. A similarly unique title appears in the book of Enoch, the Head of Days. This title clearly points to God as the source and ruler of all time. However, it may also carry a deeper meaning. The title Head of Days may also reflect God's position within the divine structure we just explored in Enoch 82. There, each day appears to be represented by a heavenly being, arranged in ranks like an army. Just as King David organized his earthly forces with captains and monthly divisions, the heavenly realm seems to mirror that order, with days, months, and seasons overseen by angelic leaders. Yet, just as King David wasn't counted among the ranks of his army, but stood above them as commander, so is God, not one of the counted, but the one who commands them all. He's not part of the structure, he's above it, sovereign over time itself, the true head of all the divisions in heaven and on earth. So perhaps this title, Head of Days, implies that God isn't just the origin of time, but also its commander. He may be seen as day 1 on the calendar, leading the procession of days like a general at the head of a celestial army. In this view, the calendar itself becomes a reflection of the divine order, with God as its cornerstone. Another way to look at the head of days is to think about how God relates to time. He's outside of time, but he's also the one who gives time its order, its rhythm and structure. So what if this special day, the one that isn't counted among the months, is both the first day and the last day, a symbol of God's other titles, the first and the last, and the Alpha and Omega? This is a theory, one that I find compelling and worth considering, but not one I can claim to be an absolute truth. It's an attempt to piece together the patterns we see in Scripture and in the Book of Enoch. And since we've already stepped into the realm of speculation, here's one more idea to consider. And again, to be clear, this is pure conjecture. But it's a fun, thought-provoking theory that ties into the larger heavenly pattern we've been exploring. We know that every 4 years, the sun begins to lag behind by one full day, which is why we've incorporated a leap year to realign the solar year. But what if even this had a heavenly parallel? So here's the idea. If you believe, as some do, that Jesus arrived around the 4,000 year mark, then it's interesting that every fourth year in our modern system brings an extra day, a kind of hidden or unseen correction. Could this 4-year interval or a leap year be subtly echoing the greater moment in history when the Son of God entered the world on the fourth day of time? As we've explored in this video, the Book of Enoch reveals a divine calendar that is purposeful and ordered. It describes a heavenly system where each season, each month, and even each day is overseen by appointed angelic beings, a celestial army, structured, ranked, and in sync with the divisions of light and time, pointing us to the one who commands it all. And at the very top of this system is the head of days. More than a poetic title, it could signify God's supreme authority over time. He is the first and the last, not counted among the ranks because he stands above them all. Just as King David commanded his earthly divisions, but wasn't included in their number, so too is God, the sovereign over his heavenly hosts. Thanks so much for watching. If this stirred your curiosity or gave you something new to think about, I'd love to hear more in the comments. Shalom.